Hey, what's up, everybody? So I'm home alone on Saturday. Everyone's out of the house, so I figured this is a perfect time to do some meal prep. Maybe make those things that my family thinks stink up the house, vegetables. Um, and so get those done while everyone's out of the house, right? So I am going to be making Brussels sprouts and asparagus, and the Brussels sprouts have an odor when you cook. They just do. But that's okay. I don't mind it. I think they taste great, so whatever. If the family doesn't like it, they're not here anyway, so who cares? So those are in the oven. You can see right there. They're cooking away. But what I want to show you real quick is a really quick way that I use to make good, healthy burgers, right? I don't eat a ton of red meat. I probably should eat more, but I don't. But when I do, it's usually I throw it into some turkey meatballs, so I'm blending the meats together, or I make these burgers, and I can just make them 4 at a time. And what I do, I'll show you real fast because I'm kind of in the middle. What I do is I'll go to Sam's Club or something like that, and I'll buy like this one's like 5.5 pounds of 90% lean beef. So it's not grass-fed, it's not organics, and all that good stuff, which would be great. But I understand that stuff does cost a considerable more amount of money, and I kind of pick and choose where I can spend the finances that I have on the food that I buy. So I went with just standard ground beef, 90% lean, like I said. And what I do is I bring it home in this big pack, and I split it into 1 pound packages. And what I do is I just grab Ziploc quart freezer bags, and I throw them into a Ziploc quart freezer bag, a pound each, and I just flatten it out, throw it in the freezer. So they sit nice and flat. They don't take up a ton of space. And then I can just pull one out and thaw it out when I need it. So what's nice about it is I'm actually going to prepare the burgers in this Ziploc pouch. Right? Remember old Shake and Bake, where you just stick everything in a bag and you shake it all up? Kind of similar. This is more like squish and cook, right? So squish and grill, however you want to do it. So basically what I do, and I don't really measure, so I'm just going to tell you about it, and you can kind of add what you think is required if you wanted to make it this way. So I have my pound of meat, right? And what I've done is I've chopped up some fresh cilantro, there's probably a good 1/4 cup of cilantro in here, and some dried parsley. So I just toss it in here so it just kind of covers the top of that layer. That way it's kind of spread around. And then you look in this bowl here and you're like, ew, what is that? That's just 1 egg. I throw in some Worcestershire sauce, some minced onions, dried minced onions, some garlic powder, and salt and pepper. Right? So I just throw it all in there and mix it all up with the egg, because that way I don't have to worry about having a big pile of salt in one spot of my meat when I'm making it. I just kind of get it in there, and then when the egg's all squishing around, everything else squishes around with it, right? So I whisk those up, and then I take, this is like just shy of a 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs. I just use whatever I had, panko breadcrumbs, to hold the burgers together a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to toss these breadcrumbs into the bag, and I have to put you down for a sec in order to do that. So we're just going to kind of sprinkle them around on here so they're not all just sitting in one place, right? We want to coat the whole flat surface of the meat. And then I take my egg mixture, and again, throw all that in there as well. Just kind of drizzle it over it. And sometimes the onion sticks in there, so we'll scrape that out. We want all of it. Alright, so now I have everything for my burger is in this bag. So there's no mess, there's no bowl, there's no big mixing bowl. I don't have to get my hands all dirty. Right, so everything's in here, right? All I gotta do, spend a little time mixing it around. So get, the majority of the air out of the bag. Leave a little. But, shake and bake. The shake and bake and I helped. It's squish and grill and I did it all. So we're just going to mix that all up in there. And what you can do, since we're using like dried minced onions, you can let this sit. Like mix it all up in the bag and let it sit for 20 minutes or so those onions soften up. But yeah, you just squish it around. It's kind of fun. A little meat bag. But there's no mess, right? I don't have any mess whatsoever. I don't have a bowl to clean up. Nothing. It's super easy. So once those are mixed up real good, I flatten it all back out so that fills every corner of the bag. You can see, just giving it taps. Now I have, again, my flat little container of meat. Everything's mixed up in there. And then all I have to do, is I make Wendy's style burgers, all I have to do is cut the plastic off and literally cut it in half and in half to make 4 burgers. So there's 4 quarter-pound burgers in here, all perfectly ready to go. I can just lift them up or just toss them into a pan and just cook them in a pan. They're 90% lean, so there's not a ton of fat in them. So I'm not going to drain anything off or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, just chop 4 burgers, put them in a pan, cook them till however you like them done, and then you're done. You got 4 burgers ready to go, and it was no mess whatsoever. I'll have 1 frying pan to clean. So super simple, and this is 4 servings of a protein for me. So it's a real quick, easy way to knock out 4 servings, whether it's for your family's dinner or I'll eat these over the course of the week, for lunches or dinners or whatever, and I don't have to think about it. I can go, oh, I got a burger I can eat, and I can chop it up. I can put it in a salad. I can eat it on bread. I can, however I want to do it. I can eat it with a side of vegetables, grilled asparagus or something, and it's just super simple, and it tastes really good. It's better than any burger you're going to find in a restaurant, because you made it yourself, and you can put whatever you want in it. So anyway, real quick, that's my couple minute 4-burger recipe. No mess, no cleanup, nothing. So super simple Wendy's style square burgers. All right, see ya.